Okay, I'm here with Lexi Basile, a grade 12 female student at Lawrence Park, and I'm just going to be asking her a few questions as she is the demographic of our survey. So the first question I have for you is, have you ever posted something and gone to school thinking people will question your social media presence?
Yes, I have. I feel like I can relate to a lot of people when I say I'm very careful what I post on social media. So when I post something, like, I make sure the lighting's good. I make sure I like the way I look, that it's not just any picture of me. And that's not always the case at school. Like, it's different. Obviously, social media, you can put a filter, and pictures are really different than what someone looks like in person. So yeah, I think most people can make themselves appear better on social, like they look more put together, and then in person that's not always the case. So I feel like that definitely has an effect on me. And after I post, like, sometimes I'm left wondering, like, do these people like judge the way I look in person? Like, do they compare what I look like on social media to what I look like in person? Like, and I wonder what they think about that. And that has an effect on me for sure.
That's a really good answer. And this kind of leads into the second question as well. So how much time do you think you spend worrying about what others think of your online life or how it compares to your offline life?
So that's a really good question, Megan. Thanks. Hours on social media, it actually, like, the time I spent thinking of what people do, that's a bit how I use social media. So, like, I'll be a bit more in-app just because I definitely, like, overanalyze pictures or something before I post them. And after I post, I spend about probably, like, the next 5 minutes just, like, worrying. You know, you post and then you, like, check on it. You, like, double check the picture, make sure you, like, for sure is a concern. And then even after, like, a while after you post, I always go back, just, like, check who commented, check who liked, like, see if it's, I don't even know if the word's, like, doing well, like, if the post is doing well.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, after playing it, for sure, like, has a long lasting effect, and I do think that a while after.
Great answer. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people your age or any young teenager would agree with this answer as well. So my third question I have for you is, so to elaborate on our last survey question, what aspects of social media do you feel like impairs your social connections with peers in life? Like, how do you feel that, how do you feel social media has an impact on your your real life connections with, like, friends or, like, classmates?
Well, I think social media is actually, like, a really funny thing because I think it has both negative and positive effects. I know social media can actually sometimes, like, help and, like, bring people together. People, like, I know social media, there's a lot of topics that can, like, start conversations. Like, you can start a conversation with someone about something you've seen on social media, or that can help you relate to someone, which I think could be really cool. But then there's also, like, of course, the negative aspect about it, which is, like, not really, like, not as intense as cyberbullying, but there is a lot of negative stuff in the media. Friendships, I would say. I would actually say, in terms of social media, could be more of a positive thing. I think the media just gives teenagers in general a lot to talk about.
Yeah, great answer. And then my final answer for you is, have you ever used social media as a way of avoiding certain face-to-face interactions, and why do you think that is? Like, instead of, like, asking someone at school, you would just, like, Snapchat them that question instead, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure, I've done that. I think a lot of people are guilty of that just because it's so much easier. It's much easier to not even confront someone, but just to say something if you're nervous. It's way easier to say it online just because it's not really like a real reaction you're receiving. Like, you can kind of avoid what you're asking almost if you do it online, just because you don't have to face the reality of like an answer in person. Like, you can kind of wait and they'll take time to respond, and then you can like put your phone down and like walk away from it. Like, you're not faced with the problem at hand, which I think makes it a lot easier. But I also think that could be a negative thing. Like, it's not really communicating. And I think like our generation has gotten really used to like online, like contacting people online, rather than having like more in-person conversations, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Easier just to say something, especially if it's something like kind of uncomfortable or hard to say, or a hard question. You just say it makes it easier to face.
Yeah. That was a very good answer. And these are all the questions I have for you today, Lexi. But I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview and discuss the effects of social media. Perfect.